steps to successful breastfeeding. San Juan Regional Medical Center, officially baby-friendly and serving the Four Corners since 1910. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It's Friday morning, October 4th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Micklin, and you're listening to KSJE over the air at 90.9 FM in San Juan County, 103.3 FM in the Durango area, and of course you can listen everywhere by going to our website, KSJE.com. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to our viewers who are watching our visual radio program this morning live on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. Our topic for the morning is the Four Corners Conference for Professional Development. My guests are the co-chairs of the conference, and we'll be talking with them in just a moment. The conference is coming up, actually, next Thursday here in Farmington, and so we'll give you all the details about that in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Then later on this hour, we'll check in with Wally D of Wally D Sports. He will get us all set up on what to watch in prep sports this weekend. We'll check out the polls in football and talk with him coming up today at 8:50 on KSJE. Then at 9:06, Mick Hess will take over the airwaves. He'll take us roving with the arts and Broadway music for us from Little Shop of Horrors on the show today, beginning after the news at 9 on KSJE. Today at noon, it's our Friday Spotlight program, and my guest is Judy Klein. The Klein family, of course, owned the Fruitland Trading Company for 61 years, and we'll be talking with Judy about her family's history, the trading post business, and she is giving a presentation later on this month at the San Juan County Historical Society. So we'll give you a little preview about that coming up today at noon on KSJE. It's our Friday Spotlight program. And of course at 12:30, it's our storytelling program produced in cooperation with our friends at the Farmington Public Library, Cuentos, Hana, and Tales. You can hear that today at 12:30 on KSJE as well. Connect with us, of course, on social media. You can like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter. You can also catch KSJE on Instagram as well. And very briefly this morning, our weather forecast. We're expecting the rain showers to end throughout the day today, and then we'll have a mostly sunny day with a high of 79 on this Friday, 43 and clear skies tonight, and then cooler for the weekend. A high tomorrow, 72, 71 on Sunday, with overnight lows, look at that, in the mid to upper 30s this weekend, before things warm up just a bit early next week, back into the mid to upper 70s. If you're looking for something to do this weekend or for the next several days, we remind you about the KSJE regional events calendar at KSJE.com. There's a lot of things going on this weekend for sure, and some of the things I want to point out would be an Astro Friday presentation tonight here at San Juan College. Also, the play The Revolutionists opens tonight at the San Juan College Little Theater. On stage at the Farmington Civic Center tonight is Churchill. That's another event going on this evening. Of course, the Northern Navajo Nation Fair begins at the Shiprock Fairgrounds. There's also Comedy Night out at Sunray Park, and the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Festival Saturday and Sunday at Riverside Park in Aztec. Just some of the many events you'll find if you check out our regional events calendar at KSJE.com. Let me turn to my guests who are here with me this morning to talk, as I mentioned, about the Four Corners Conference for Professional Development, now in its 35th year. Co-chairs Carol Taulbee is here, and also Henry Silentman. Good morning, both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning,
How are
Scott.
you?
I am well. Thank you both for coming in this morning to be here with me and talk about this great conference. As we mentioned, the 35th year. It's going strong.
It is. It's amazing how many years it's been going.
Right, and it's going again next Thursday. That's the date, right?
Right.
And so this is really designed for, as we say, professional development. And so who should come? Who should come to this conference, would you say, Carol?
Actually, anybody could come. I think it's really great for, they always have good customer service programs, leadership programs, self-help kind of things, time management classes, just about anything on here, technology.
Right. As we look at some of the workshops that we'll be talking about, I mean, there's a lot of different things. So any professional, anyone starting out as a professional, I think all those things. Henry, who do you see going to the conference?
Well, I think a lot of the the businesses locally would benefit from having their staff go to the conference. We have a great keynote speaker and a great keynote speaker for the lunch, and these are, it's a very good conference for the price. It's $95.
Right. Which is a great deal. And let me ask you about your speakers, right? You mentioned your keynote speaker, and so talk to me a little bit about him and what he brings to the conference.
So Gary Schwantz is our speaker this year, and he is a teacher from Texas, and he's got a Texas drawl. And
we won't hold that against him.
I don't think so.
It's okay.
And and he's going to be speaking about get to or got to, and it's about a perception of what happens within our lives, and how we look at our life, that we have anything that happens to our life, there's good things about it, and it's about perception of good things and bad things.
Okay. Very good. And so he's bringing that message to the conference.
Right, he is.
And that should be a great message for folks to hear, don't you think?
Definitely so.
Right. Carol, I mean, have you heard him before?
I have not heard him before. I
Okay.
heard just a little clip on YouTube, and he sounds like he's just amazing. He talked, and this might be just a little bit of teaser, but he talked about a Thanksgiving that he spent with two of his kids in college. And I think they ended up having dinner with like raw turkey and corn chips on the side.
Oh.
And it was the most amazing Thanksgiving that he's ever had. And it's all in how you look at it, all in...
Maybe it didn't go quite as planned, is what you're saying, and
I
so...
think it was like 15 people in a one-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of great memories from that, it
Right.
sounds like to me, so
Definitely
interesting.
so.
But the note that I took from looking at his little clip was that you can look at things as a privilege or an obligation.
Good
And
point.
it's all in the perception.
Right. Very good. Well, he will be here. He is the keynote speaker. It is the Four Corners Conference, and it's next Thursday, right here at San Juan College.
San Juan College, 8 a.m.
Okay. Kind of an all-day thing,
All-day thing.
right?
Yeah.
And your other speaker, who I think we all know and love, is the one and only Ron Price. Will be speaking at lunchtime, correct?
Correct.
And what is his message going to be?
And I'm going to, forgive me, I'm going to have to look at what his actual title is. He is talking about laugh your way to a happier life.
Okay, that sounds like Ron Price, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
Yes.
does.
He's a funny guy.
He is a funny guy. That's true. And so Ron, of course, is a published author, and he's written a number of books about the workplace, and he always has a joke or two.
He does, and he's also actually on our board.
Is he?
And he is one of he works on the workshop committee. He helps bring in all of our speakers, and he has some great contacts throughout his profession, and he just does a great job for us, and we just love him.
Of
so.
course. Well, he's a good guy, so I can
he's
see why.
He's the owner of Productive Outcomes here in Farmington.
Right.
And he's the author of 2 books, Play Nice in Your Sandbox at Work and Play Nice in Your Sandbox at Home. So I think that's a lot of good information, and he's a well-seasoned speaker, at the Four Corners Conference.
That's true. He's been there before, hasn't he?
He has.
Contributing in workshops and things like that. So
And he's very interactive also, which is nice.
He definitely is interactive. That's true. So that is the 2 speakers coming to the Four Corners Conference, and it's 35th year here at San Juan College, and it really has evolved in those 35 years. I don't think either one of you have been involved with the conference for 35 years.
We have not. I've probably been involved in it. Well, actually, I've attended.
Right.
Probably for 25 of those 35 years, but
Okay.
the history on it
Right.
is in 1985, Joyce Donald, our beloved Joyce Donald,
Another dynamo. Yes.
was the president of the local Better Business Bureau, and she was asked by Governor Tony Anaya's office to put together a governor's regional conference for women. The governor provided her a $500 grant, basically, And so she formed a committee of more than 40 women in the county and held the first conference in San Juan College. So that was in 1985.
Okay.
Then in 1988, the financial support dropped, and so they went ahead and they kind of went out on their own, and they named it the Four Corners Conference for Women. Then in 1999, and I was actually participating when it was still Four Corners Conference for Women.
Right.
So in 1999, they changed it and allowed men
Thank
men
you.
to join
Right.
us, and it became the Four Corners Conference for Professional Development.
Right.
And we average about between 300 and 400 participants every year, so it's really an amazing conference. You did mention who might benefit from it,
Yeah.
but also retirees, stay-at-home.
Right.
You know, stay-at-home moms, maybe. It's a great day out. We have things like Living the Dream After Work, Bridging the Gap in Communications. That can benefit any demographic group.
Right.
So
There are a lot of these workshops that I think you're right. You can use them. The advice you get out of them is great for work or home, really. And so we can take a look at some of them on the screen. But you've got kind of 3 sessions
Right.
during the day, and you kind of set it up so that folks can kind of pick their tracks and choose what works for them, what they're interested in, right?
yeah, they have a first and second choice on each of the 3 sessions, and they just need to pick it, and they come and hang out with their friends and have lunch. And some people will run into people at the conference every year. You know,
Well,
it's
sure.
kind of a chance to network. Networking is a great benefit also.
Right. And I'm looking at the website, and we're showing the website to our viewers who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube. Four Corners Pro is the website, I believe.
FourCornersPro.com.
Right? FourCornersPro.com. Thank you, Henry. And so with some of these workshops, let's kind of scroll through them a little bit. Is there anything that jumps out at you? All of them, I think, right?
Well, Sandra Grenwald is,
Right.
she's with FET, I believe. Most of us know her from that. And
That FET program, right? Mhm.
And
Full engagement training.
I was looking at that one because at my advanced age, memory, memory is just really a kind of an issue. So I think that would be a great. She titled it Understanding. What is the title? Brain
Fitness, enhancing capacity. I could use.
Yeah.
We could all use some brain fitness, I think.
I know some of my staff is going to be at that workshop as well.
Right.
But one of the staff in the session too is Joe Lloyd. He's the owner of Durango Joe's here,
Right.
here locally, and he and and Ben Lyons they're having and Ben Lyons is session 3, and
Okay.
the how factor. And Joe Lloyd is doing the why factor. So I think those are really good complementary workshops to go to. I signed up for the team build with art in the 3rd session. So I think that's Karen Ellsbury, and she's
Right.
a local artist. So
Oh, that'd be
I
amazing.
think you can make something at that workshop and.
Well,
have
and I know a lot of business people are interested in team building and making sure that everybody on their team is heading in the right direction and all those different things, right? And so this is another unique way to do it, right?
Right.
Yeah, nice. And it's the Four Corners Conference, everyone. It is next Thursday, October the 8th, here at San Juan College. And today, as a matter of fact, is the final day for the early registration, which is something to note, because one of the other good things about this conference, I think, is how affordable it is for all these different workshops and these speakers that you bring in and all the things that are shared with the attendees. And so to be able to get this at a early bird price or early registration price is an even better deal.
Right.
And what's the breakdown there?
So it's $95 for the full conference.
Right.
That includes lunch, and we're having lasagna, by the way.
Nice.
And then it jumps up to $120 after today.
Okay. So that's the reason to get it in early, to do it today, register today. So that's the idea. And you have the full day conference. If you only can come to the half day, there's a price for that. And
Yes.
just to hear the keynote, there's a price for that. With or without lunch is also, so there's lots of choices, I think.
And Scott, one of the things I think we should mention is our Dr. Gary Schwartz is actually going to do a workshop also.
Oh, is he? Right.
And he titled it A Cup of Coffee. It's lessons on teamwork, servant leadership, customer service, and dignity. So I think that would be just an amazing workshop to be able to work with someone on that level.
No kidding. That's true. And again, to be able to again kind of pick his brain a little bit, maybe, and find out more about what he's talking about was another great thing to be able to do at the workshop. Very good. Henry, is there any other workshops you're looking forward to? You mentioned the one on painting.
The painting one's pretty good. And
Right.
Also, Chris Hunter, I spoke with him yesterday. He's with Cornerstone Solutions, and he is doing a workshop on Excel training, and he's got a lot of resources, and if you go to his website, he's got a lot of amazing information for Excel and articles, and the same with, a lot of these, we try to, source locally for a lot of our workshop speakers, and we have some coming from Albuquerque and different places around the region.
True, and it's always great to be able to kind of showcase some of the local expertise that we have here, but import some others as well. There's the one from Chris Hunter you mentioned, and Excel is something I probably should sit in on, so I think I need that one. Very, very good. I'm seeing another one, too, on the website from Police Chief Stephen Hebby, which is leading cultural change in an organization. I think that's interesting, too. As the police chief, I think a lot of folks have credited him with being a little bit more public, a little more interactive with the community since he has been the chief of police in Farmington, and really trying to at least make the police department more approachable for the community. I'm not sure what his presentation is going to be about, but I can only assume it's got to be based on some of his experiences since he's been here in town.
Right. And I believe he's from Alaska, and so he had kind of a cultural climate there.
Similar, sure, with different cultures and things like that. I think you're right.
So when he came here, and I think that was a big plus for him when we hired him as the police chief.
Right.
For our area. But he's been really good about you're right, working with the community and some of our nonprofits. I know he worked with the Hope Foundation and some of those other not-for-profits. So he's just been really good about getting involved in the community.
Very, very true. Very true. Another one I'm looking at here is the, again, Ben Lyons. You mentioned Ben before, Henry. Another workshop that he is doing about shortcuts to success in your personal and professional life.
Yeah, it's for successful business leaders across here in San Juan County. Ben Lyons is a broker with American Dream Realty, and it seems to be a good presentation.
Right.
About motivation and motivating yourself to advance your life.
Very true. Very true. The other one I want to scroll to is also succeed no matter what's thrown at you. I think we can all relate to that, because I think everyone in this room has things thrown at us on a pretty daily basis. So how do you sucked when you got all this, when you're dodging all these
hourly
things?
basis.
That's right. What time is it? Exactly. Another great workshop at the conference. So a lot of things going on. Now, the other thing I want to mention before we run out of time this morning is some of the prizes that are available.
Yeah, we
right?
need to talk
and
about
kind of the an incentive, would you call it? Is that the right word, maybe, Carol, right?
Yep, we have this amazing piece of jewelry. We are partnering with, the first time ever, J.A. Jewelers, and that is, the co-owners on that are Adam and John Kinney. They're both really involved in our community, and the enticement, I guess you could say, is you have to stay till the end of the day to be eligible for the drawing, and I think it's usually around 4 o'clock. And
let's just show everyone what we're talking about.
Isn't that just beautiful? And we're really excited to have these guys step up and work with us on this, because
you've always offered a beautiful piece of jewelry, and so this is a new sponsor now to make this possible with J.A. Jewelers. And so describe this for our radio audience, because I keep referring to the screen and people listening to the radio are like, we can't see what you're talking about, Scott Micklin. So tell us what we're talking about. This is the grand prize, this beautiful ring, right?
It's a ladies 14-karat white gold couture, C-O-U-T-U-R-E.
Okay.
Ring featuring a beautiful oval green amethyst center stone, and it was donated by J.A. Jewelers. And the ring has a 1/3 carat total weight of genuine diamonds with a retail value of over $1,600. And I wish I could be eligible, because green and amethyst are just like my favorites. But
I saw your eyes kind of light up when I even mentioned the grand prize.
Right.
So, right? But it's beautiful. And again, it is drawn at 4:30. You must be present to win. So
Yes.
you have to kind of stay to the end of the conference, right, in order to
Right.
be eligible to win. But your registration enters you into the drawing, I think,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And that's how it works. But it's usually a pretty exciting time at the end of the conference to see who wins. And they're always very excited.
And I've had friends and coworkers win before. In the past, Brian Freytag with Freytag Jewelers
Right.
was our sponsor, and they, of course, closed their doors. But my gosh, the girls are always so excited that the people that have won.
Right.
So it's always just been a big thing. And so
Exactly. And it's always a very nice piece of jewelry, and the retail value usually has a comma in it. I know that. So it's a pretty nice piece of jewelry.
Four-figure.
Yes, exactly. And so, but it's a great way, again, and it shows, again, how the community steps up to support this conference, because they know, all your sponsors know how important it is to be able to offer this to the community and to keep it going. And the fact that it's been going for 35 years says a lot about the support of the community as well.
right.
So
Right.
that's good to know. Very good. Any other thoughts about the conference? Any other workshops that we want to highlight?
We can register online.
Okay.
And fourcornerspro.com.
That's the website.
the
Exactly.
website.
Okay.
Today's the last day for the $95 registration.
The pre-registration, everybody. So again, we will show you again the website, fourcornerspro.com. And you have lots of choices, as we mentioned. The full-day conference, half-day conference, only the keynote speaker without lunch, with lunch. You can pick and choose what you want to do.
That's right.
Okay. Very good. And it's next Thursday, pretty much all day.
Next Thursday all day.
Okay.
And we'll have booths set up too, right?
Yes, we will. Actually, we'll
Right.
have vendor booths. I'm not sure how many, but I know we have maybe some college representatives, maybe some political booths, some independent
'Tis the season.
sales.
Okay.
Yeah, independent sales. And it's a great opportunity for those people to get a little bit of exposure. And it gives us, the people that are attending the conference, something that they can kind of go peruse the booths a little bit while they're in between their classes.
Right, as they're kind of going from one thing to the other.
Right.
That's very true.
Right.
And again, the keynote speaker, Dr. Gary Schwartz, is coming in from Texas.
Schwantz.
Thank you.
Schwantz.
And he will be here with his message of get to or got to, choosing to love life or not, is what he says.
That's it.
So,
That's
very
it.
good.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you both for coming in.
Thank
It's
you,
the
Scott.
Four Corners Conference for Professional Development next Thursday here at San Juan College. My guests, the two co-chairs of the conference, Henry Silentman and Carol Taulbee, here on KSJE. Thank you both.
Thank you.
You're
you,
welcome.
Scott.
I'll be back with more in just a moment, everybody. The time right now is 8:32.
When tech unicorns take a stumble, prices go up for you and me. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace Tech, demystifying the digital economy. I'm Molly Wood.
Marketplace Tech is supported by Refinitiv, offering open platforms and advanced technologies to power the world's financial markets. Refinitiv, data is just the beginning. And by Home Advisor, helping homeowners find local pros for their home projects. Homeowners can get matched to pros, read reviews, and check cost guides at homeadvisor.com.
This might be the week that the tech valuation bubble finally popped. WeWork, valued at $47 billion, pulled its IPO, partly over corporate governance concerns, yes, but also because it just isn't making money. And that capped a string of disappointing IPOs from Uber, Lyft, Slack, and sort of pseudo-tech companies like Peloton. So, first of all, why did people think these venture-backed companies were worth so much? And also, what's it going to mean for how they do business in the future? Let's dig into this in Quality Assurance, the Friday segment where we take a deeper look at a big tech story. Alex Wilhelm is editor-in-chief at Crunchbase News. I asked him, first of all, why are these private valuations so high?
There's a lot of money sloshing around in the private market, which means that companies that are still private, that haven't gone public yet, have access to almost a historic